All right, I'm back. And I kind of want to talk about one of the realities of being a small creator on this platform. I think something that a lot of people don't really talk about is that being a small YouTube creator is highly expensive. I'd be even willing to go to say that doing YouTube is probably the single most unprofitable thing I've ever done in my entire life. It's bad. And so with all of that in mind, you can kind of understand why small creators would be susceptible to, well, just people being bad actors. And I think I found one. So when this email hit my inbox from Creator Income, it was kind of interesting because, well, they did quite a few things right. They didn't call me Aperture, Q-tips, or anything stupid like that. They actually got my name right, and they also sent over this video.
Hey, what's up, Quinte? It's Otavio here. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this quick video, and I apologize about not having my camera on, but basically this video right here randomly came up on my suggested page, and I liked it, so I decided to record this quick video for you, and when I turned it on, my camera wasn't working, so I apologize about that, but I've got your socials open here, and oh yes, let me go ahead and actually subscribe here. I like what you're doing with the channel, and so basically I asked my colleague to reach out for you, and for quick context, myself and my partner Harris run a company called Creator Income, which we built after scaling his personal brand to millions of followers across platforms. So these are my partner Harris's social media pages, got millions of followers at this point, and we've made over 7 figures from his personal brand and helped multiple other creators to do the same. Anyway, I'm not here to brag. I just want to show proof nowadays because that's important. And to cut to the chase, basically I'm making this video because I'm extremely confident that we can help you make an extra $10 up to $50,000 a month or more consistently from your audience by adding 10 to 50,000 people or more to your following and launching or scaling your existing online course, coaching program, or community on the back end. Now I know what you might be thinking, that sounds crazy, or too good to be true, right? Depending on where you're at, and who is this weird young looking guy on my screen claiming all these big numbers. But I mean, I can speak with this level of confidence because we've done it ourselves, right? With my partner's personal brand. We have millions of followers. We've made millions, and we've basically created a system for creators just like yourself that works like a charm. We've gotten proven results, not just for ourselves, but we've actually now worked with hundreds of other creators with all sorts of audience sizes, big or small. And we put our money where our mouth is because we guarantee these insane results in writing and work on a complete results-based model. So you cannot lose. So if you do not profit, we do not profit. That's how confident we are in what we do. And hopefully you can hear it in my voice as well too. And so anyway, basically we'll help you make $10,000 to $50,000 a month or more and double, triple, or even 10x your following all over the next 6 months, right? The way that we do that is we basically partner with you and give you all of the systems that we use so you can plug and play. All you have to do is post content you love and enjoy creating. It doesn't, change your time schedule at all, as I know you're probably busy. And in fact, it'll probably give you more free time. And like I said, we put our money where our mouth is because you only pay us if you profit. So yeah, look, fully transparently, I don't usually go around doing, random pitches like this, but I came across your stuff and I'm just really confident we can help you. So I figured, why not make this quick video? And usually when I make a personalized video like this, people tend to, respond with a lot of interest. So yeah, if you're open to getting more followers, scaling your income, impacting more lives, let's schedule a call. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and add a button for you to schedule a call in the corners here of this video somewhere. So just go ahead and click that, book a quick call for us to chat. And yeah, honestly, cannot wait to talk to you. Really looking forward to it. Go ahead, book that call, and I will see you soon. Okay. Thanks for your time.
All right. So, I got a few problems with this video. I guess my first thing is the claim or the offer that they're trying to make to me is that they can take my YouTube channel and make it so that I can make between $10,000 to $50,000 a month. That's a great claim. So the way YouTubers are paid is we aren't paid per individual view. When you watch my video, YouTube does not write a check for the individual view that you generated right now to me. How YouTube pays me, it comes down to something that's called CPM or RPM. And basically the amount that we get paid comes down to basically blocks of 1,000. All right, so I'm on my analytics page where I can see how much money I've made over the last month. Plot twist, I haven't made any money. But when you scroll down, you can get to the page where basically you can see how much your CPM is, or basically how much you make per 1,000 views, which for me is $11.02. And so like if you do some math, the claim that the guy was making was that he can make my channel make between $10,000 and $50,000 a month. And so what that means in terms of metric views, if my CPM stayed the same, I would have to get between like 900,000 views and 4.5 million views per month, which I mean is doable. I mean, obviously channels like Mr. Beast and Donut Media and all those channels exist, but we're talking about a channel that releases videos that get 100 views. So you're telling me you're going to take my channel from getting about 100 views per video, and I'm just instantly, every video I'm going to make is now going to get close to 1 million views. That's a bold claim. That's a really bold claim. So like, I guess like my problem is that this kind of feels like they're preying on like vulnerable people who have the desire to like just be popular and have lots of money. And like, that's not saying that there's anything wrong with those things. Lots of people want those things. Like, I want you to watch my video. Nothing in this video explains to me how they're going to do that. Like they don't have any tangible way of doing that, and they just say like, oh well, we're just gonna do it. And the other thing that I think is interesting is that in this video they say 2 other points of contention that I had to do some more investigating about. First, they said that the only way that they profit is when you profit. So like, does that mean I don't have to pay anything? Like, you guys are just going to help me grow and then I give you a percentage? Do I pay up front? Like, what does that mean? Explain that to me. And then secondly, which is the reason I made this video, he says he doesn't go around on the internet and make random pitches to people. He saw my video on his homepage and he was actually like inspired enough to come talk to me. Sure. And I know that's not true because he sent me the same exact video in May of last year.
Hey, what's up, Quinte? It's Otavio here. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this quick video, and I apologize about not having my camera on, but basically this video right here randomly came up on my suggested page and I liked it, so I decided to record this quick video for you. And when I turned it on, my camera wasn't working, so I apologize about that. But I've got your socials open here, and oh yes, let me go ahead and actually subscribe here.
And not only did he send me the same exact video, he sent other YouTubers the same exact video. Not like kind of the same video, the same exact video.
Hey, what's up, Gel? It's Otavio here. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this quick video, and I apologize about not having my camera on, but basically this video right here randomly came up on my suggested page and I liked it, so I decided to record this quick video for you. And
so like I said, obviously there are other YouTubers who have talked about this person and have encountered this person, but what I haven't seen on YouTube is somebody sit down and actually take a meeting from this guy. And that's exactly what I did back in May. All right, so before we get too deep into this, just a few things I want to establish. Like, first, there are edits in this video. I do make cuts and whatnot. I'm not trying to like put this guy on blast or anything crazy like that, but this was a 2-hour conversation. It was a very long conversation. It was a lot longer than we had scheduled, and I think it's both of our fault. I talk way too much. That's why I'm on YouTube. But overall, it is a 2-hour long video. I condensed it down to like the most relevant parts that people actually care about. And like at the end of the day, the reason why I recorded this interview is not because like I want to say like these guys are scammers and here's the proof. But when you look online, you don't really see anybody having a real conversation with this team or with this group of people. And so I wanted to like create that experience and let you guys kind of determine for yourself.
Recording in progress.
Hey, Quentin, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, brother. How are you doing?
It's good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Where are you calling from?
Michigan.
Okay, sweet. I'm actually in Sweden at the moment. Yeah, let's dive right into it then if you're all ready.
Yeah, definitely.
Perfect. So what we'll do here is I got a few questions for you, really about your channel and your goals with it. And if it sounds like we'd be a good fit to work together, I'll walk you through exactly what it is that we're doing, and then we can just take it from there. Sounds good?
Yep.
Now, I just want to make sure that I have a full understanding of yourself. So talk to me about the channel. How long have you been running it for?
So this channel, a little over a year. So.
Year? Gotcha. And Is this what you're doing full time at the moment?
No, I'm actually a nurse, so I work in healthcare full time. The channel is kind of like my side project, my hobby, a creative outlet. So,
Okay, so is the goal to be able to do this full time though?
um, honestly, whatever happens, happens. I have a pretty fulfilling career in nursing. But if the channel were to grow to that point, I would consider it. But right now, I'm just kind of enjoying the ride.
I got you. That makes sense. Are you selling anything to your audience at the moment, or how do you monetize the channel currently?
So my channel is monetized through YouTube, so obviously AdSense and whatnot. I don't know if we want to call it direct to consumer, but through Patreon and also YouTube channel memberships, I have maybe about 3 or 4 people who help support the work that I do. So,
Okay, gotcha. And obviously, I have an understanding for your channel, but I guess in your own words, what's the audience that you're looking to attract with your channel?
I mean, the audience I would look to attract are basically car enthusiasts like me, people who enjoy working on cars, upgrading them, modifying them. That's easier said than done. I mean, you don't really get to go out on YouTube and pick who watches your video. So, and that's been a struggle, you could say, in the past. So, I feel like my videos go to the wrong audience sometimes, but it is what it is. It's the game of the algorithm.
Interesting. Okay. When it comes to launching your own course or coaching program, like what are your thoughts and intentions with that?
Honestly, like in terms of launching a course or a coaching program, I'm not really interested in that. I feel like if I were a professional in the automotive space, that would be warranted, but I'm not. I'm a hobbyist.
I guess, do you feel like you need to be LeBron James to teach a kids team in basketball?
I think that is a good analogy. No, I don't think you need to be LeBron or Kobe or whatnot. But when I think about teaching a course or charging somebody for money, for me, looking at it from like a moral perspective, um, I would not feel comfortable charging people for something that I may not be the expert in. Um,
Okay.
and
Even if you're up with that?
um, I know for me, when I look at per se like nursing influencers, which is a different genre than what I do, but like me being a professional in the world of nursing, when I see people on TikTok say, "Well, I'm not a nurse," but that disclaimer doesn't do anything for me. You know you're not a professional, but then you continue to provide
I got you.
advice.
I got you.
So
So perhaps not a course or program. What are your thoughts then on launching like a paid membership community?
I mean, I do offer the service because there are people who like what I do with the channel. There are people who want to see me continue to make the videos better. If you guys have watched my channel, which I have thoughts about, but if you guys have actually watched my channel, um, you'll notice from the beginning to now, there's always been like a consistent upgrade in terms of technology or editing and whatnot, and that's due to the patrons and the channel members throwing money at the channel. I always turn that money around instead of benefiting myself personally. I always buy something to make the videos better.
So at the moment, how much are you bringing in with the channel every month?
Nearly nothing.
It's not like that. I got you.
It
So
really doesn't work that
so
way.
how much would you want to be making with this? Where would you want to
Um,
be?
for me, ultimately, what it would come down to is I would want the channel to basically cover its own cost. And so, what I mean by that is I invest in the channel quite a bit. Even for example, this weekend, I bought licensing for music. That's not free. You know, that costs $200. So, but the video that I just put out yesterday has 6 views. You know, and it would be nice if I could, in a month, be able to cover the costs that the channel makes. Is there a percent?
What are we talking then? Like $500, $1,000?
In terms of, and that's kind of what I was getting to. In terms of hard numbers, I would say $500 would be more than enough to continue to run the channel in the way that it runs.
But do you want to just make just enough, or do you want to make a lot?
I mean, obviously, making more is always better. I don't think anybody's going to argue against that. But I also know
If
that
I'm asking it, and I'm sorry for interrupting, but it's like if we're only aiming for $500 per month, I feel like us maybe setting ourselves a little bit short. Wouldn't you agree?
I think there are two different perspectives that you can look at when you're looking at goals and aiming for something. Would I be happy to make more than 500? Well, yeah, but
So how much would you need to be making with the channel to, I guess, at least replace your current income and have the option of doing this full time?
to replace my current income, I don't know that that would per se be possible. To replace the job that I currently do in nursing, the channel would have to bring home like $7,000 a month. And the reason why I say
Yeah.
that that doesn't sound reasonable is when I look at the scope and scale of other channels in my niche. Um, Channels of my genre don't get the amount of views with the amount of CPM that I get from ad revenue to replace my job. So just in
Right.
terms of
Right.
math, it doesn't work.
From AdSense, correct?
Right.
Well, would you agree that there are many other ways to monetize? Well,
Well,
aside from
yeah.
AdSense.
I think there are other ways to monetize your content, but the question you have to ask yourself is why would people be interested in giving you the money for those other avenues of revenue? I think a great example is if you look at a lot of car channels, they immediately start selling t-shirts. Why would
Mhm.
somebody want to buy your t-shirt?
No, you're right.
And
The reason I'm bringing this up and sorry for like challenging you a little bit on this is like, brother, you have over 3,000 people that appreciate the value that you're sharing, educational value that they're sharing. I guarantee you, if you find a way, if we find a way to provide even more value with, let's say, a course or a paid community, aside from Patreon, like a proper paid community where people aren't just paying like $3 a month, but a proper paid community, I guarantee you'd be able to get a lot of people signed up for that. I
so
mean, we won't get too into the like the nitty gritty details just yet, but like we worked with so many different clients that have the exact same like I'm actually like limiting beliefs that okay 7,000 is incredibly impossible, it's impossible, and then they get to 10, they get to 20, they get to 30, and obviously like it's difficult for you to see and easy for me because I'm on that other side, right? And like I've seen that. So but with that being said, I just feel like we're cutting ourselves a little bit short when we're saying, okay, 500 is the goal, 7K is completely impossible. I understand you if it's like from an AdSense perspective, but like there are so many other venues, which is why we're here today, right?
all right. So what does that look like to you? What is for the scope and scale of for the
Mhm.
scope and the type of content that my channel makes, what would
Mhm.
that pathway look like?
Good question. And that's something that we can explore together. Um, Quick thing that comes to mind is just like basics on how to upgrade your car, like how to run the oil change, all this and that, like everything that you're an expert at, all the knowledge that you've acquired over the years that you've been working with this, we're going to help you package that into something really neat and be able to provide that value to your audience. Like, let's say, for example, I just bought a car, like I actually did. And I have no, to be honest, I'm a young guy. I have no idea like how that car works or like if I want to upgrade it, or upgrade the rims, oil change. I have no idea, right?
Right.
That's where you could come. But anyways, not to get too into the nitty gritty details just yet. I'm curious, like in your mind, what do you feel like is the biggest problem that's stopping you then from growing this channel to 500 or 7,000 a month, if anything?
I would say the biggest problem is I hate to say this because everybody says it, and then it turns into an all-out war on Reddit every time you say this. But the algorithm, the algorithm does not understand my content. The algorithm is the same for everyone, but what I've learned over the last year is that the algorithm does not say, "Hey, this is Quentin's video. This is what it looks like. Let's give it to somebody." That's not how that works. Well, the way the algorithm works is it says, "Hey, this is Axel. This is what he's searched for online. This is what he looks like. Let's grab Quentin's video and then put it in front of him." And the reason why I say that the algorithm is challenging for me is the videos that are associated with my video. Oh, your
Well, can
boyfriend.
I ask you, Quentin, because like the algorithm is not something that we can change it.
All right, I'm back because I know it's like kind of cliche at this point for YouTubers to get on the internet and complain about YouTube and complain about the algorithm, but he didn't really let me finish my point, so let me finish explaining. So like I was saying to him, I understand that the YouTube algorithm doesn't work based on me. YouTube does not look at my video and decide to push this video and not push that video over there. It doesn't really work that way. It works actually from your guys' perspective. So from you as a viewer, the algorithm is looking for a video that you already want to watch. So it's on me as the creator to create a video that will get put in front of you. And so like for my niche, like I do car stuff. I modify and upgrade cars. So like one of my projects right now is I'm putting a Corvette engine into a classic BMW, right? And so, but what I often see is when I go into the YouTube studio and look at the suggested videos, because you can see what videos are suggesting your video, basically where YouTube thinks your content exists. So basically somebody out there, they watch a video and then it will suggest another video for them to watch. That's how the algorithm works. But what I often see is that the videos that are suggesting my channel are videos like top 10 deadliest lion attacks, or videos like, so your boyfriend thinks you're ugly now, what should you do? Or like just things that are, I'm sure are great videos within their niche, but they're not videos for people who enjoy car modification. So what happens is YouTube, they don't just put your video on the homepage of YouTube. There's like a limited test, and they show it to audiences that they think will be interested in this video, which is, again, that suggested group. But it's them putting my video in front of people who are looking for makeup tutorials and people who are looking for relationship advice and stuff like that. And obviously my video is not what they're looking for. So they're either not clicking on the video or they're leaving the video immediately. And so because of that, that's why I say I struggle with the YouTube algorithm. I don't know what to do to help the YouTube algorithm understand what type of content I make. Like at this point, I've made like 100 videos and YouTube still just doesn't get, like, when I make a video about like making the turbos louder on your N54, BMW thinks that video is a great video to run behind like a pasta cooking tutorial. So for me, like that's why I say I struggle with the algorithm. It's not, the typical YouTuber being like, YouTube's not pushing my video. I don't expect everybody to watch my video and everybody to see and just think it's the greatest thing ever. What I expect is for YouTube to take my video and show it to people who are looking for car enthusiast content, and that very, very, very rarely ever happens for me.
What do you feel like is the biggest problem that you actually can control is that's stopping you from getting to 7K per month with your business right now, if anything?
I think the biggest thing is with YouTube, it takes patience. After you continue to provide them value consistently over time, you will develop an audience. But just starting out the gate immediately and then you have this huge channel. If you look at the other big creators in my space, Donut Media, Motor Trend, they didn't start that way. And even 10, 15 years ago, they started in the same way I did.
And of course, like, yeah, it takes time to acquire a big audience, but I guess would it also be fair to say that it doesn't necessarily need to take years and years and years to get to tens of thousands?
It depends on what you're suggesting. I mean, I've sat through one of these pitches. Okay, because I was about to say, I've sat through one of these pitches before, and somebody suggested, like, I call it boosting, but basically promoting the video. It doesn't work in my experience.
But would it be fair to say that, like, you can get to tens of thousands of subscribers organically within less than like multiple years?
That it can happen organically, but it's not just going to be a straight up line. And
of course,
right.
And, sorry, Quentin. I don't mean to like be asking the same thing multiple times, but I guess we're here today on the call, right? Because we're looking for help with something, I assume, right? Or looking to see how we can take this channel to the next level, right? And so with that being said, what you're mentioning is that you feel like the biggest problems is, well, it's the algorithm's fault. It's the fact that people don't like the way I look. And then it's that, well, things just take time. none of these things are things that, we can change, right? So I guess
Right.
just to see how we can help in the best way.
What do you feel that is
Of course.
controllable that I currently am not doing with the day-to-day runnings of Aperture Motorsports?
I got you. Good question. And with that being said, like what it is that we do is we help creators like yourself grow your audience and then monetize that effectively. But at this very point, I'm not even sure if we can help you just yet. Because if you feel like, okay, I'm doing every single little thing right, but it's just the algorithm's fault and the fact that people don't like the way I look and the fact that things take time, then I don't know if we can help you, right? If you feel like those really are the only problems. But if you feel like there is something else that you're struggling with, perhaps, well, I don't know how to monetize it in a different effective way, or I'm just not getting enough views and I know that I can, but I don't know how to, then maybe we can help you, right? So I guess that's why I'm genuinely curious. What do you feel like are the problems, the controllable problems that are stopping you from seeing the growth that you're looking for, that are stopping you from making the money that you want to with the channel to
So
see how we can help?
so when I
Because
when
we help is going to be different for everyone, right? So that's why I'm curious. What do you feel like is lacking?
I think at the end of the day, what it comes down to, that what I can control is the content I make. And I can control
Right.
who I am. I can control my personality on screen, how I edit things. I can control my content style. That is the one thing I can control.
I got you.
I
But
understand.
in all, then do you feel like the problem is just that you're not getting enough views, or like you're not getting the growth that you're looking for?
Well, obviously, every YouTuber wants growth. I mean, at the end of the day, whenever you do one of these, just know, even if they tell you they're not, they're lying. They're looking for growth. Every YouTuber is looking for growth, and every YouTuber feels like they're not getting the amount of views they should be getting. So yeah, of course, I feel that way.
So talk me through your current process. What's your strategy when it comes to growing your channel right now?
So it's as simple as looking at what the trends are on Google, what the trends are on TikTok, what the trends are on Facebook, and making content that can live
Okay.
in that gap.
I got you. So if you feel like the strategy that you have in place is allowing you to grow as fast as you want to, then again, like I'm curious, what are we doing here?
I feel like this pitch is no different than any of the other ones where I've sat through, where people have not done any research on my channel. Because I have actually sat in a pitch where somebody said, I looked at your channel, you did this, you did that, you did this on this date. What you
Right.
need to do in terms of growing your channel and helping your channel succeed are these tangible items. I I have not heard anything like that in this call. All I've heard is you ask me what I think you can do
Of
for me.
course.
I don't want to sell a service. I don't want to sell products. And at the
And
end of
why
the
is that
day,
of interest?
hmm?
Why is that of interest to you? To
uh,
just grow, just be famous?
yeah, I do a lot of unique things with cars, and I want people to see that and hopefully become inspired to do stuff on their own.
This problem of growing the audience and getting our video seen has been a problem for a year. Like, have you worked with anyone in the past to address this issue so that you actually can grow your channel as far as you want it?
The last time I sat on one of these calls and they gave me a pitch of what they were going to do, they went through and they changed all the thumbnails on my videos and all the titles and all the hashtags, and like my viewership went the cliff. like things were substantially worse after that for about a month. And then once I changed everything back and I continued to like create content in the way I was before, I slowly recovered back to where I was.
So talk to me then. If the goal isn't necessarily to sell something, make money with this, what is the goal? If we have to put a tangible goal on this, because we obviously want to get you to from point A to point B, and you're talking about mostly it's just about like growing the audience. So what are we talking then? Like 10,000 views, 10,000 subscribers? Like what are the tangible goals?
Um, Subscriber count for a YouTuber isn't really relevant. What's relevant is watch time. I will want to see the watch time substantially increase.
Again, like if we had to put a tangible goal on that, what would that be? I guess seeing as again, like
And
we want to get you to where you want to go. So I guess just for us to be able to see how we can help in the best way, like where do you want to go if you had to put a tangible goal on that?
I would be happy with at least a 60% retention time at 30 seconds, and then at least be able to get over 5 minutes of average watch time per video. That's the goal I've been working on recently, and that's kind of where I've been growing and developing my content.
Now, I'm curious, Quentin, since for everyone, we're like getting to 5K, 10K, 20K, or getting to 10,000 views per video, 100,000 views, like everyone's motivation is different, right? To grow their channel, grow their business. So genuinely, I am very curious to hear from you, seeing as it sounds like the motivation isn't really to make money with the sell t-shirts and anything like that. Like, I'm curious, what is your big motivation to get this channel out there?
So, I mean, obviously, making money would be nice, and like I said, I want the channel to be able to cover itself in terms of finances. A big motivator would be if the channel makes enough money where I can take on projects that I would have never been able to do without the financial support of the channel. That's the goal. When it comes to like subscriber count, the reason why that's not a goal for me is because I can open up the YouTube Creator Studio and promote a short right now and gain 10,000 subscribers instantly.
So for you, like once you have achieved the goal that you want, right? Yeah, getting 60% retention at the 30-second mark, or you have a huge channel, like you're one of the biggest in the space. What do you think will be different then compared to how you live your life now?
How would I live my life differently? My life would not be differently. And the reason why I say that is if I won the Mega Millions today and won the lottery for $14.6 million or whatever, I would live in the same house. I would be in the, because I love my life. I have a great life, and I don't really need to add anything to that. Now, if my YouTube channel suddenly was making $10,000 a month, I would love to do all types of projects that I would never have the opportunity to do. So, for example, rather if that's put in a Lamborghini engine and a Mazda Miata, or something silly like that.
Yeah.
That's where I would take the channel once I reach that goal.
How do you think that would feel like once you're at that point and you can actually do these types of projects?
I mean, it'd be amazing. Like I've watched all these guys on YouTube for 15 years now. And it's kind of cool to rub shoulders with them occasionally at events, but it'll be even cooler to be one of those guys. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure. I get you. So for you, like the big goal is to become one of the biggest names in the space?
Yes and no. Like I don't really care if people think I'm a big player in the space,
Like your channel.
but the impact, yes. Like if that type of impact where, um, for example, if I posted a video and people's reactions were, "Oh my God, he just bought a BMW. I can't wait to see what he's going to do with it." That's the reaction I want people to have when they see my channel.
Awesome. Based on what we have discussed then, just to really pinpoint it, what do you feel like you really can use help with just to really dial this down?
A lot of it comes down to SEO because when it comes to the ideas of content for the channel, every time I talk to content strategists, they always let me know that I have a good idea in terms of content that I want to bring to the channel, but the idea that I want to bring to the channel, my channel is not ready for that. So, like a great example is on my channel, I'm currently putting a Corvette engine in a 1994 BMW 530. No, nobody cares. Nobody's interested. But when I talk to people in real life, they're like, "That's the coolest thing ever." When I
Yeah.
when I point it out in comments, people are like, "Oh my goodness, how haven't people heard about this?" But I don't
With
know.
the channel. Gotcha.
Like I'm just not
Gotcha.
getting
So
reach on it. So
interesting. So having the right SEO, getting the right reach,
right.
growing it with the process that you currently have in place of just kind of putting videos out there, hoping for the best. Like, how close do you feel like we are to being one of the biggest names in the space, or having that impact that we're looking for?
I mean, obviously nowhere near that. I mean, because at
And
the
then
end
the
of the day,
question is, right, like,
hmm?
how much longer do we want to continue doing things in the same way if it's not getting us really where we want to go as fast as we want to? Like, would it be fair to say that it's not getting us the results that we're looking for?
Oh no, not at this moment. So I mean, I guess my
So,
question again is, um, what do you guys suggest in terms of a strategy change?
well, yeah, let's dive right into it. Thank you for undergoing my little police interrogation,
Mhm.
and that's done for me question wise. I feel like I got a solid understanding of yourself, like where you want to take this channel, and also what the problems are that are kind of keeping us in the same position where, we're bringing in $40 per month, where that's obviously not where we want to be. And from what you've told me, I definitely feel like we can help you. So if it's all good with you, I'll go ahead and share my screen and I'll walk you through exactly how we plan on doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
Can you see my screen now?
Yep, I can see it.
Awesome, Quentin. So what this is right here, it's a collection of systems that will allow you to do two main things, which is first of all, exponentially grow your audience fast. And then second of all, be able to monetize that a lot more effectively on the back end. So you actually can start making 5K, 10K, 20K, like every single month from being in the garage, teaching your passion, really enjoying the freedom and fulfillment that comes with that. So the way that we've structured this for you, it's into this 4-step pillar, whereas it's really the first 2 steps that are going to be the most relevant in your case, which is, well, first of all, where we really sit down and focus on the foundations of the creative business. Because right now, what you mentioned on the beginning of the call is that we're not really reaching the right audience, right? Like we're reaching the wrong audience. So first things first, we need to have crystal clear clarity on who specifically it is that we're helping, who specifically is our target audience, so that we can create a content strategy that really resonates with that audience, right? And we're going to do that through my partner Harris, who's actively getting millions of views, right? Like he has millions of followers across platforms. He's personally going to do an in-depth audit and analysis of your entire channel. So he's going to have a look at your videos, your ideas, your hooks, your titles, your thumbnails, the SEO, like every single little thing. Compare that with other elite content creators within your niche, and then sit down together with you formulate a personalized content strategy of what exactly it is that we got to do to start growing your views, to start getting way more reach, right? After having created that personalized content strategy of what exactly it is that we got to do, then we want to do some planning regarding how it is that we could position your paid memberships, like the Patreon or like another paid membership that we can launch in a more effective way that makes people feel stupid not joining, because the amount of value that you're actually providing on the inside, right? So they actually can start monetizing this more effectively as well and start making more money with it that way. So really, to summarize this first pillar is we're going to get crystal clear clarity on who specifically it is that we're helping, so that we can together create a content strategy that resonates with your audience, and then figure out what is the absolute best way to monetize your audience and position your communities. So after Harris has helped you create the content strategy of what exactly it is that we got to do, then this second pillar is on how to effectively implement that. So I know that the absolute biggest problem right now, the biggest struggle, is that we are not getting enough views. We're not getting in front of enough people. We're not getting enough reach. Quentin, this pillar is here to completely solve that, so that you never have to worry about your views or audience again. Because here, Harris, he hands you his entire creator operating system that's allowed him to amass over 3.5 million followers across platforms. That is all the knowledge, all the frameworks, all the processes that's allowing him to actively be getting millions of views, so that you actually can start doing the thing with the same algorithm and the same way we've helped other creators in similar niches. Like, we'll be able to help you exponentially grow your audience, because the bigger your audience, the bigger the impact. And of course, the more people will join your paid membership, you'll make money from AdSense. So you'll also make more money as well. And so here you'll get his full understanding of how to optimize on every single front of the content creation process, which we personally really boil down into 7 main steps, which is ideation, coming up with the right topics that are intriguing for your audience; scripting, so how you actually structure your videos and what it is that you say. Not that it needs to be word by word, but like what it is that you say, how you structure a video, how you visually present yourself or not, how you record the videos, how you edit them, how you package them, meaning the thumbnails, the SEO, the titles, and how you post it, when you post it. Like, these 7 steps is what determines whether you get 10 views, 10,000 views, or 10 million views. And so what we do here is we give you our exact process and frameworks for each one of these 7 steps, which is what is currently allowing us to actively be getting millions of views, so that you can start doing the same thing as well. So this third and fourth pillar, it kind of boils into one, because really what this is allowing you to effectively convert your viewers into paying customers with your Patreon or with a paid community, so that you actually can start making a lot more money with this. Because all the steps, I mean, that take someone from a stranger into a customer, from, from the call to action that you do on your video to the landing page / the website, the video on your landing page, the buttons that lead to the checkout page where they actually go ahead and pay for the paid community. All of that we already have built out for you. And those funnels, those systems, they've generated hundreds of thousands of dollars for home business and profit just in these past few months alone. And what we also show you here is to how to create as much value as possible within your paid community to make sure that your audience absolutely love it. So that it's not just a generic community like there are so many of, right? But something that really stands out, something that actually provides a lot of value to your audience where they're able to learn more from what it is that you're doing so that you can also, feel the impact of helping more people on a deeper level, but also make more money doing so. So that's exactly what we help you with here, building out a product or just improving the product that we already have, the Patreon, and then converting your audience into paying customers. Now, I know that obviously the biggest focus is the content itself, like growing your audience. And one thing that I do want to emphasize about this whole point where we help you with all this is that this is a lean and efficient process. I know that you're a full-time nurse as well, so that's why I want to emphasize this, that most of our clients, they have 9 to 5s and businesses and families and other commitments. So that's why we've structured this in a very lean and efficient way where you can just go in, learn exactly how to go about creating your content and improving your content, and then be able to execute it. And for the sales process and all that, like I mentioned, already built out for you as well. So if you do decide to launch a product, something, that's already done for you as well. Now, the best part out of all of this, though, Quentin, is that we don't just give you the best knowledge and we give you the best systems in place for growing an audience and monetizing it. But the absolute best part out of all of this, I'd say, is that we will be here with you every single step of the way. You will have 24/7 direct one-on-one access and support to our entire team for a full year. That's our tech team, our marketing team. But more importantly, rather than us going in and changing all your thumbnails and the SEO and completely messing up our channel or your channel, we are going to show you exactly how to grow your audience, but then work directly one-on-one with you. So you're going to have direct one-on-one support 24/7 to Harris, who is actively getting millions of views, has millions of followers across platforms, and to Otavio, who built and created this entire business, right? So if you want help with growing and launching a product and selling that, he'll be able to help you with that. But other than that, the main value and help that you'll be able to get is this 24/7 direct one-on-one access and support to Harris. And Harris, he'll be able to literally review every single one of your videos. He'll be able to review all your thumbnails, all the SEO, saying how can we improve this and how can we improve that, to ensure that you see the exponential growth that you're looking for. Harris, he's the one responsible for helping all these different creators from all these, the most random niches you've ever heard of, right? Like Mark, also in his garage, instead of cars, he's working on vintage electronics, help him grow to 170,000 subscribers. Steven does educational content for high school students in the UK, 300,000 subscribers. Brandon, right? Almost at 1 million followers now, 1 million subscribers, helping people grow closer to God. Like he's the one who's directly responsible for helping all these creators grow their audience. And so he's the one who's going to help work directly one-on-one with you to ensure that you see the same growth as well. And I can genuinely say that you're a good fit for what we do because you're good at what you do. You've already gotten your channel well off the ground. Like 3,000 in 1 year isn't a little amount. Like it's good. You're on the right track. Now we just need to exponentially grow this process and speed up this process so that you actually can become one of the biggest names in the industry, the same way we have been able to, so that you can feel the impact from helping as many people as you want. You can make as much money from this so that you can work on the projects that you want, but you can also have a channel and be able to enjoy the freedom and the fulfillment that comes with that. This process is step by step how we were able to do that for ourselves, and step by step how we've been able to help hundreds of creators do the exact same thing. So genuinely, there isn't a single doubt in my mind, Quentin, that we will be able to help you do the same thing as well. Now, with all of that being said, how do you feel about the process and about the structure specifically?
I think if it works the way that you're explaining it, that would be amazing. I think for me, what I would want to see is like actual, like obviously you can show me Mendit, Mark, and Steven's channel. That's great, but I would like to see like more in-depth data as to what are their returning viewer stats. After you guys made the changes that you guys made, not just initial subscriber growth, but actually returning viewer stats, what the retention stats are, what the amount of engagement they're having on their channel in terms of comments and likes and video shares are pre and post implementation, because I would like to see that data before making a commitment one way or the other.
I got you. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense to be honest. Now, I guess in terms of the exact like data, the exact numbers, is not necessarily something that we have for each and every creator, just because they don't have any obligation to kind of report that to us, right? Like the
Right.
exact numbers that they have all the time. See, for a lot of our creators, the biggest focus is on helping them make a lot more money, right? So that's usually the biggest thing that we look at, really, right? Like how much money have we been able to help you create from perhaps before averaging 5K per month to now averaging 15K per month, or from going to 0 to 10K every single month in the span of a couple of months, right? So those are usually the main things that we look at compared to, oh, what's its retention rate and things like that. Because obviously, the bigger your audience, the more money you'll make on the back end. So that's kind of like for most of our clients, growing their audience is more so a vehicle to be able to, a marketing vehicle to be able to make more money on the back end. However, for certain of our clients, they're literally just focused on growing an audience, right? And so, with that being said, what I can share for you is a couple of examples and see if that, I guess, moves the needle a little bit more. Like this one guy, let me see here. He got started from 0. He had his YouTube, but he had no Instagram, and then he grew from 0 to 24,000 on Instagram in the span of 3 months. Since he made this post just over a month ago, he has almost gotten to 100,000 followers. Like he's growing incredibly fast. Not to say this is what most of our creators do. Most don't grow this fast, but he has been able to. And we can see that because when you look at the views that he's getting, the results that he's now getting like quite a significant amount of views on every single one of his videos. So here's one example. Here you can see he shared a screenshot of I guess, unique clicks that he's been getting like the recent days, and that is going up exponentially as well. I guess other than that, I can show you, well, let's say this guy, Ahmed, for example, that we're working with, he started off at like 40,000 subscribers. And then now he is over 112. Like he does a faceless channel. You're planning on not necessarily always sharing your face. So that's also a good one to have. He was able to grow by 14,000 subscribers. He was able to double his audience in a few days because he started integrating shorts, and we showed him how to do that. And so these are the results that we are actively getting with the clients. These are the results that we have been able to replicate over 150 times, almost 160 times now. And these are the results that we've been able to get for ourselves as well. Yeah. So with that being said, like that
I
is really
guess
why there isn't a single dot in my mind. We'll be able to help you grow as well because we know how to do it.
Yeah, I guess the reason why for me, which I'm sure you probably have assessed this, the reason why like just metric stats of views and subscribers don't impress me is that a
Mhm.
big source of revenue outside of AdSense for car content creators is through sponsorship.
Got you.
They don't really care if 10,000 people watch 30
I
seconds
got
of
you.
the video.
And with that being said, like that's the same thing for our clients, right? Because if they're selling a product on the back end, they have no interest in having someone. It doesn't benefit them at all to have viewers to hop on for 2 minutes and
Right.
then not the entire video. They need people to watch the entire video because at the end they promote their product. And so that is 100% like one of the biggest priorities for us to maintain that retention rate. It's also when you do maintain that retention rate that the YouTube algorithm is going to start pushing out your content for more people. So that is like number one priority. Now, with all of this being said, I'm curious, how do you feel about the process, the structure, the results?
I feel like what you guys are describing sounds pretty robust. I mean, obviously, before I would commit to anything, I would want to think about it. I guess the other question I would have is, what is the pricing structure? Because the thing I've learned in content creation is nothing is free.
Let's dive into the money side of things because I am running a bit late to another meeting.
Hmm.
So let's dive right into that and then take as much time as you want to think about it. And then we can hop on another call later on for any other questions that you have and so on.
Okay.
So I think you're going to like this though, Quentin, because we work in a result-based model, meaning that we personally don't profit unless you reach a certain threshold. Now, the way that is structured though, is that the investment to first join the program and get 1 year access to everything that we just went through is $4,000. And for that, you get access to all of our content systems, our marketing and sales systems, our product building systems, those calls with us 4 times a week, and the 24/7 direct one-on-one access and support to our entire team, to Harris for a full year. But the best part out of all of this is that we legally guarantee that you will make at the very minimum $10,000 in the next 6 months, directly attributable from our systems. And get to at least 10,000 subscribers organically in the next 6 months, or we give you a full refund and we work with you for free after that.
I mean, obviously, I would want to think about it quite a bit
Mhm.
because $4,000 is quite a lot of money. I don't know if you know how things are in the United States. But and I guess my other thing is, you say that you guys only profit when I do. So if I don't make the amounts, then you guys will refund it. I guess my question would be, if that were not to happen, how does that reimbursement process
Good
work?
question. Good question. So fully transparently, it's a couple of criteria that you need to meet, right? Like having in the next 6 months, you've gone through all the trainings, you've showed up on like at least 21 of the calls. We have 5 every single week. So in 6 months, that shouldn't be an issue, right? If we are to like break up the payment in like 2 parts or something, then it would be like, okay, you pay on time. So there are a couple of conditions, nothing ridiculous. It's quite simple and straightforward. But in the event that 6 months goes past, for some reason you haven't made 10,000, for some reason you haven't gotten to at least 10,000 subscribers, we're going to hop on a Zoom call. We're going to see your payment processor for like YouTube, for sponsorships and so on. And if for some reason you are the first client of over 160 creators we'll work with who put in the work, you met those conditions and you still did not reach this threshold, you get a full refund to the same account that you paid with.
But like I said, I do want to take time to think about it, and I've made you go 7 minutes over on this call, so I don't want to take up too much more of your
That's
time.
fine. It's fine. All right. To be honest, my next call just rescheduled. I just sent them an email that I'm gonna be late, and they said they need to reschedule. So it's all good.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess first of all, and like taking time to think about it, Quentin, really is no problem. Genuinely, it's no issue. I'm curious though. Do you feel confident that this process actually can work for you?
I'm always a skeptic. I always will
Yeah,
be
I
until
can tell.
until it happens.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I've done, obviously not for this amount of investment, but I've done things before that have hurt my channel, and I've done things before with people where they've said, "Oh, well, this will definitely work," and then they disappear into the internet because, no offense, you live in Sweden, I can't come find you.
We're all based
There's
in
no
Florida.
obligation.
I got you.
So
We're all based out of Florida, though, just to confirm that. It's just I live in Sweden because I'm half Swedish. So I like to spend the summers out here. I'm curious then, when you do go away and take some time to think about it, what's the main thing that makes you want to go ahead and do so? Just to see if it's something I can help with.
the main reason why I want to take time to think about it is because spending another $4,000 on my YouTube channel when I could spend that money on more education in Nursefield. I could spend that money on that refrigerator my wife really wants. And like that's a lot of money to invest.
I got you. I got you. Like it all comes down to priorities. You're right about that. Like if you'd prefer to buy a fridge rather than like grow your channel and start making money with the channel, thousands of dollars a month, then I mean, be my guest, really. I'm curious then, finances aside, is there anything else that makes you less than 100% that you actually want to give this a go?
If I'm 100% honest with you guys don't have great reviews.
I know. I know.
So,
Now,
um,
do you mind if I share a little bit of like just kind of defend ourselves or kind of like share our perspective on
yeah,
that?
absolutely.
So the way that we go about doing acquiring clients with this business, because we have 2 businesses, right? First, Harris is like course business where he has like his personal brand, millions of followers, and then he sells a program helping people become better soccer players. And then we have, after doing that and getting that to millions of followers, scaling that business to 50 to 100,000 a month, we started helping other creators do the same thing. But our client acquisition method for this business then is that we do cold email, right? So we send emails with that, I think, in my opinion, a pretty smooth like introduction video, or where we drop that loom in your email. And it works very well, obviously, because it is personalized. And we actually do have a team member like looking at your channel, clicking on your video, going through everything. And if they do believe it's a good fit, they'll put Otavio's voice like going through the channel and saying that, giving that message. But genuinely, it is personalized because we actually have a team member that goes through it. And if they believe it's a good fit, they do send that email. But anyway, seeing as we do cold email, the same way you said, oh, I was about to just delete that email as soon as it landed in my inbox, That's what 95% of people think, right? They're thinking, oh, it's another Indian scammer, right? Let me just delete them, or let me search them up like you did. And then they see those negative reviews and they're like, oh, they sent me an email as well. Let me also leave a negative review. One thing that I can tell you though, is that if you go through that Reddit or that one YouTube video, which is really the only thing there is out there on us, not a single one of those guys are actually working with us. Not a single one. Whereas the creators that are working with us, those are the creators that you actually can see here. Like, yeah, of course, the ones on our website, but I get it. Like, yeah, those are our favorite clients that we put up here. But here you can actually see like the day-to-day activities of the creators that we are actively working with, right? Like them introducing themselves, them asking to get their offers audited, them sharing their wins, and so on, right? Like here you can see the day-to-day activities. We go on the win section, like this guy Danny, he was texting me earlier today, right? Like just about like sales advice and things like that. They made $8,000 last week from launching this coaching program. Lisa, she's got started from zero. She made 750 subscribers in 3 weeks, and she was super happy about that. Which is, I mean, a little funny when we see other clients that are getting from like 0 to 24,000. Here you can see the active results though that we are getting like on a regular basis with our clients. First sale, 8,000 in the past 30 days. Growing their channel, 1 million views. Harry, so you'll be working with, sign a brand partnership with Adidas. New personal YouTube record. Jacob Peck, I was on a call with him just like this. He started a coaching program, helping people become better guitar players, made $15,000 in a month. Like these are the results that we are actively getting because these are the clients that we're working with. Compared to with the Reddit, it's not people where we actually are working with. So yeah, I hope that gives you a little bit of a better insight, right? Like on also why like I don't think that one should take business advice from Reddit, in my opinion.
But I think what would be helpful is if on future calls, and I'm not saying you have to do this for me, but if in the future, if there was a way to contact creators that you guys actually have helped, you know what I mean? Because like right now, as you said, there's Reddit and there's YouTube videos about you guys, and I can like throw a stone and find all these people to talk to about your platform, but it would be nice to have a
Yeah,
more even conversation with somebody who's using the platform and enjoys using it, if that makes sense.
I get you. I guess the only issue with that is that let's say, well, there are going to be 10 times as many people, if not a lot more than that, that we send emails to compared to like creators that we're actively working with, right?
Uh,
And so imagine if we're reaching out to 50 people per one client that we're working with, we're gonna have 50 people hit up like every single one of our clients asking to have conversations. It's just like, you know what? Doesn't really make sense business wise to like have potential people that might not even start working with us bother like clients that we currently are working with. So instead, what we did is we built out this entire like testimonial page where all the questions that you're probably going to ask a creator, we sit down and like for 25 minutes just go through like every single little thing, their journey working with us, where they were before, where they are now, and they can actually share their experience working with us. And that we do send over before so that you actually can have a look at that. Now, of course, I get it. Like it's obviously buys a little bit more certainty and confidence speaking with someone like person to person, like you speaking with them compared to like a video of Otavio speaking with them. But I feel like that's the best we can do when it comes to such a scale, right? Now, anyways, with that being said, I guess the most important thing for me, again, like genuinely is how do you feel about the process?
Um, I
Get
mean,
the Reddit thing, it's out there, it's bad reviews. I hope that me showing the results that we're actively getting gives you a little bit more insight. I guess with all this being said now, like, yeah, how do you feel about this process actually allowing you to get where you want, actually allowing you to grow your audience as much as you want to?
like I said, I think for me, the biggest thing is that it's something that I would want to think more about before I make a major financial decision like that. I guess the other question that I have too, now that I'm thinking about it, is you say that it's $4,000 for an initial onboarding fee. Is there a recurring subscription after that?
No, there's not that.
Okay.
So it's the 4K to get started for the year. Then we guarantee 10,000 in the next 6 months. And if you don't threshold, you get a full refund.
Okay, so there's not a like recurring.
And we don't take 50% of your business, anything like that. You already have the government for that. You don't need us to do the same thing. Sweet. But yeah, I guess with that being said, right, like when you do go in and think about it, you mentioned like the main thing is obviously, okay, the money side of things, because as you mentioned, like it's not incredibly cheap nowadays. And I get you, like genuinely, I do understand that. Now, I guess then finances aside, because the money side of things we can work on as well and make that easier for you. But I guess finances aside, is there anything else that makes you less than 100% that you actually want to give this a go?
Like I said, if anything in the future were to like put me in that 100% camp, it would be hard data. But like you said, that's something you have to ask for your creators, and if they're not volunteering it, I get that. But that's the type of
Yeah.
data that I would be looking for.
I could probably get that.
Okay.
Because I could just ask a creator and see if they could share like the insights or yeah. Is there anything specific there that you're looking for in terms of the data, in terms of the numbers?
Like I said, what I would want to see is before and after you guys implemented your content strategy, what the watch times were, what the retention times were, and what the returning viewer metrics were. Because to me, that is representative of real growth, because just getting a lot of views on videos doesn't mean anything if people aren't coming back to watch those videos, and it doesn't mean anything if people are only watching 20 seconds of that video.
So watch time, returning viewers, before and after. I got you. All right, I'll go ahead and see which one of our clients I could potentially ask for that, and they could perhaps drop a quick video walking us through it, or just drop some screenshots that I can send over to you. So in terms of the finances, most of our clients, they cover the entire investment up front, but in certain cases, I don't think that's the best thing for people to do based on, where they're at financially. So we allow them to break it down. So we don't have any like set payment plans. It's all like customized depending on your situation, so that we can create a plan that really makes sense for you financially. That's not going to put you personally like in a tough spot. So it might be possible for us to work something out that allows you to get started like in the next couple of weeks or so, or at the very worst, we can create a game plan, right? So they have something for down the line. Now, I do just want to ask before we dive into that though, when you mention like the 4K is a big investment, do you mean that it just feels like a lot, or do you mean like it's more than like you can afford at the moment?
It feels like a lot. You have
Well,
to.
and I think it's kind of like the safety net that we have there is that we really guarantee it. So that worst comes to worst, you're the first creator we work with, you do all the work and it just didn't work out, you still get your money back. And you have all the knowledge that we've taught you, and you still get to work with us for free after that. So I guess that's kind of like the safety net to ensure that you can't get like loose in any type of way, right?
Right.
But
I understand that. It just feels like a lot.
I get you, and that it feels like a lot. With that being said, like what is possible is two options that I'm open to like doing, to I guess like get you in for less, right? The one is that would break up the investment in two, so that we can get you started for 2,000, and then you could pay 2,000 in a month once you actually go through everything. If you feel confident with it, right, and you like everything, then we can cover the second installment. And if not, it's cool, right? But I'm confident you will like everything. That's the only reason why I'm giving you that option, because otherwise that wouldn't make sense for us business-wise, right?
Right.
But yeah, we can break it up into two. Or the other option is financing through Klarna, right? I don't know if that's something that you're up for, because there's a little bit of interest on that. But that would allow you, depending on your credit, to break it up into like 6, 12, or even 24 months, which means that you could get access for everything for like $300 per month. And of course, as we start growing up your audience, I mean, you'll be able to make way more than that from like AdSense alone, just covering the later installments, right? If you were to break it up in like 24 months, right? So that's also an option out there for you.
For me, like I said, the biggest thing is just making sure that I'm 100% comfortable before I like quote unquote, pull the trigger. So
I got you. And what do you feel like would, aside from just seeing more the actual data, like what else do you feel like would actually give you that confidence?
Just allowing me the space and time to think about it.
Sweet. So if that's the case, because I don't want to keep you for too long, I know this call has been going on for 1.5 hours.
It's been very, very informative.
But yeah, I really genuinely just want to see how we can help in the best way. And also the reason I think I was a little bit confused is because 95% of people that I speak with is like, well, they want to be able to make money, right? They want to grow their channel, they want to launch a product. And so when you were saying that was just not an interest for you, I think that's why I was a little bit confused as well. Just like, okay, well, what do you want help with, right? But now it makes sense. It makes a lot more sense. So thank you for like going through the entire process and sharing everything with me.
The reason for me is like I'm doing it because I love cars. I love people who love cars, and I want more people to do car stuff. So
That's awesome. Yeah, I like that. That's
yeah, that's what it comes down to for me.
sweet. But yeah, then brother, then I'm gonna go ahead and ask someone for a little bit more of like their actual insights of how their channel has grown and so on. I'm gonna go ahead and send that over to you. Then what I recommend is that we book in a short follow call for we could do like in a couple of days from now. And last thing that I just want to bring to light that you have as an option, by no means is this an obligation, but I do want to say that you have this as an option, is that we process a small refundable deposit, which doesn't need to be anything crazy. It could be like $100, $200. But what that allows me to do, like the money doesn't matter, but what that allows me to do is that I can send you over some of the exclusive resources from the inside of the product. So like the trainings on packaging your videos, for example, so that you can actually see what it is that you're getting. That should give you a lot of a better understanding. And then if you're like, okay, Axel, let's do it. Perfect. And we send a refund for that, like $100 and cover the entire 2K or 4K. And or if you say, Axel, you know what? I don't want to do it. And it's like, okay, cool. It's still a refundable deposit. You get that back. So there's nothing to lose there. But the win is that you'll be able to make a more informed decision on this. So we can get that process for you if you'd like.
Right now, I'll probably pass on that. And in terms of scheduling the next call, the next few days probably won't work. So
And that's cool. It's probably gonna take me a few days to find someone that's gonna like give me insights on their channel and everything. But how about I could do Saturday at 1:30.
sure, send me an email, and if that doesn't work, I will email you
Yeah.
back.
All right, awesome. But yeah, brother. It was great speaking with you, and I would look forward to hopefully getting you rock and rolling because genuinely, I'm confident we'll be able to make some great things happen.
All right, yeah, I appreciate your time, and I hope you enjoy the. Well, I don't even know if it's morning, nighttime, wherever you're at. But,
It is 10:33.
oh wow. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your night, and again, thank you for taking the time to talk to me.
All good, brother. And yeah, I'll see you on Saturday then, hopefully.
All right, see ya. Bye.
Take care, brother. Bye bye.
Recordings.
Yeah, I'm definitely not doing that.
All right, so that was kind of the extent of my conversation with Creator Income, or at that time they were Creator Monetized, or whatever they changed their name to next week, because that seems to be a thing they're doing now. So whatever. Now, in terms of like deciding is this the textbook definition of a scam, I'm going to let you guys determine that. For me personally, I didn't take that second meeting with them because they didn't provide the data I asked for. So, I mean, there's that. But what I will say is, though, even though they're not like a traditional classical scam, there are still some like shady type behaviors here. Like, first of all, in the email that they send you, they claim that you're going to talk to the founder, who is Octavio, but I actually ended up talking to a sales rep. And somebody else I talked to on Reddit said the same thing, that you get the email that indicates you're talking to Octavio and to this other guy, Harris, but you never actually ever talk to these guys. That seems a little questionable. The other thing that I think is questionable is I know he tried to defend the fact that they use the same video for everybody because, you know, it's a slick idea. I don't like that idea. It's almost kind of like you're misleading people into thinking that, you know, I was just scrolling and I saw your video and I was inspired to talk to you. It doesn't feel to be that way, and I think that's kind of misleading to make everybody think that their channel is just so special that this team had to reach out and talk to you. And then, like, finally in the video, they say that they only make money when you make money, but then they immediately ask for $4,000 and a deposit before you've even made money. Okay. And so, like I said, in terms of if that makes it a scam to you or not, I mean, I'll let you guys determine that. For me, at the end of the day, I think the biggest problem with Creator Income, like when it comes to my channel personally, is that I don't know that the framework and the platform that they have built is basically designed with a creator like me in mind. I don't think I'm their target audience, truthfully. I think more so who they're looking for are the type of creators who are trying to like 100% maximally monetize their audience, and then also the type of creators that use YouTube almost kind of like a funnel. They use YouTube to get people to invest or to initially see their content, and then they funnel them off platform to somewhere else where they can make more money. This seems to be the type of program that is targeted towards those types of creators. But if you're a creator like me, where you're doing it because like you have love and passion for the subject that you're making videos about, or you're doing it because you have love and passion for the community that you're part of, or if you're just doing it again like me because you like the idea of video making and filmmaking and you want to continue to get better at it, and you're always just trying to continue to grow and like develop your craft, I don't know that the service that Creator Monetize offers is for somebody like me. And that's okay. So if you've made it this far in the video, it's probably because you like hearing me talk about stuff, or at least I hope it's because you like hearing me talk about stuff. Because this whole channel is basically built around the idea of just me talking about random things or investigating random things in life that are outside of car content. So I'm still going to have the car content channel. Aperture Motorsports is where all of that will always live. So if that's what you're interested in, you like my M3 or my S4, go over there. But if you want to hear me just talk about random things like this video, obviously we talked about Creator Monetize. I'm thinking about making a video about like DraftKings and Kalshi and all those like gambling sites. So like if you want to just hear me talk about just random stuff, almost kind of like Nakey Jakey does, leave a like and subscribe, and I guess I'll see you in the next one.